Hello everybody, I just read Apallos Outcasts by Allen Steele, and here's why you should too. Most science fiction worlds that we like, such as Star Wars or Star Trek, have some pretty obvious flaws. For example, when we are outside of spaceships and we hear laser sounds. Or in Star Trek, when reversing the polarity of anything will get you out of anything else. Now these serve as effective ways to release the tension that the writers build up through good writing, and we don't really notice it. However, it's not scientifically realistic. This book, on the other hand, is. Granted, some of the technology that it explains might not work perfectly in the future, but it at least tries to. I'll explain about this further, but first let's get into the story. The main character, Jamie Barlow, is a cripple. He was born on the moon, and because of that, he has very low bone density, so he can't walk around on Earth without aid of crutches or a wheelchair. The book starts off when he's woken up by his father with no explanation. Him, his father, and his two sisters get into a car, and soon they find themselves fleeing to the moon because of a political coup. However, at the end, only him and one of his sisters gets to go to the moon for a reason I will not disclose to you for sake of spoilers. Any story point beyond that would kind of spoil it for you, but he ends up becoming a moon ranger. He goes into strength building training and learns how to move around in space, and thus gets to overcome his ability or his lack of ability to walk. Once he's on the moon, the author does a very good job of describing how the world works. Maybe not as complete as the world in Leviathan Wakes, which I think is the most detailed explanation of fungus systems and water recycling. And it's what you need to know. You know that there's not just water coming out of a faucet, that they have to conserve and reuse it. You know that they're not eating a lot of meat because there's no meat coming in. They're mostly vegetarians, but there's a bioengineering department. They get the moon gravity right, and there's not gravity simulation, and you don't weigh your normal weight. Also, though the dome that they are inside of goes from night to day, as you would expect, they get the solar rotation of the moon correct, and that sometimes there's longer days and shorter days because of where they're positioned in the inside of a crater. The characters were likable for the most part. However, sometimes, maybe it was just because this is a teen book and I've read more adult books, I could kind of see what was coming far before it came. However, there are some adult aspects, such as there is space battles. Not necessarily as graphic as those in Ender's Game, and not near as much trauma to the children. However, it is there. Now, you think for a space battle that might work in lasers, but no, that might be too advanced and we might not have that for a while. So the author gives you a better state of belief by using railguns with no kickbacks. You don't shoot across the other side of the moon like you would if you had used bullets. Altogether, this book puts together a world that is believable with characters that are likable in a situation that's kind of unbelievable, but that's what makes it science fiction. It was a very short read and only took me a few hours, which I worked in between Dragon Riders of Pern. Yes, I know that was the book I'm supposed to, but this book is gripping. Once I was in the first chapter, the anticipation of what was happening next killed me and I couldn't focus on school. It was a very good, quick, gripping read, and I would like to recommend it to all of you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I will be doing many more book reviews coming up, and see you guys later. Bye!